Boys from 8 to 82 gonna dream about their way back when, and later on today the champ will lift the cup.
I want to welcome everyone to coverage of the majors here at TGD. George Honeycutt, Hugh Roy III, Al Cloyd. We're going to give you the opportunity of reviewing Chambers Bay, right outside of Seattle, Washington, in the great Northwest. Chambers Bay, roughly a 12-year-old golf course built and designed by Robert Trent Jones II. This golf course is going to be rather unique to the U.S. Open in the fact that it returns us back to the link-style environment as we commonly see during the British Open. However, 2015 U.S. Open at Chambers Bay is going to be unique in the fact that it's going to be an open link style, but it's going to require an excessive amount of strong shots played on this 7,585-yard golf course. Let's start real quick on our review. We're going to cover all 18 holes. Let's start with number one. Each hole, much like Augusta National, has a name to it. Number one, Puget Sound, is a great par 5 that's going to play roughly about 600 yards from the tee box during the U.S. Open. This par 5 can be played by a par 4 or a par 5, depending on the membership. However, for the Open, it will be played as a par 5. This hole, you need to try to get your tee shot down the right-hand side of the fairway. You will not make the crest of the hill from the back tees, however, leaving you a blind second shot. Now, there is excessive mounding running all the way down the right-hand side of this par 5. The green is cut into the mounding, and there is a lot of runoff, excessive runoff, toward the Puget Sound itself on the left-hand side of the green. Most players will be taking long irons or even fairway metals and going for this green in 2, as there is a ton of bailout left. However, their shots will be blind, so we're expecting to see the use of short game pretty excessively on this undulated green, which is oval-shaped from front to back and has a severe dip in it of about 4 feet running through the middle of the green. So that's number one, the par 5. Puget Sound. Let's go to hole number 2. Hugh, you want to pick up a review of hole number 2?
Number 2 is called Foxy. It's a tee shot on this medium-length par 4. Plays through dunes to a very narrow fairway. Very interesting golf hole, and not so blind with your shots as you see on the first hole. I mean, this hole is going to play 395 yards, so it's a shorter hole. Position off the tee is going to be crucial. The shortest approach is from the left side of the fairway, but that route brings a lot of trouble as far as bunkering with different mounds and things inside of it, to where if you get up against it, you've got to pitch it out. So it's a golf course to where it's a golf hole to where, play it down the right side, take advantage of the fact it opens the green up, and the green has a lot of slopes from right to left. So, it gives you that opportunity to utilize that to try to get it as close as you can to the hole. It's going to be a very, very good chance for a birdie if each individual plays it in a smart manner.
Al, number 3.
Awesome. Hole number 3 is called Blown Out. It's the first hole at Chambers Bay. Is a mid-iron for most players. Has a kidney-shaped green, deep bunkers. It's a very interesting hole with a lot of trouble on it. So it looks like it's going to play a little bit on the tough side. There's a lot of trouble on the left side as far as waste bunkers and so on and so forth. Even trouble on the right side, as far as rocks and undulation. So it's a very interesting hole, and the green also has a lot of undulation.
Number 4, Hazard's Accent, is going to be the next par 5 that the players will come to. And interestingly, the USGA can take this from 425 yards up to 550 yards, depending on the wind. I believe they're going to leave it as a very reachable par 5 and hoping for eagle opportunities, of course. They want to try to give the players the opportunity to score where they can. The green complex, which can be assessed from a strong fairway slope, is running left to right. The green is framed by a large bunker front and right, and has 3 blowout bunkers behind it. And what we mean by blowout bunkers, these basically replicate a landmine going off and they just putting some sand in the bottom of them. Extremely deep, not big around in diameter. So if the players go over the green and end up in these bunkers, they could be looking at 2 to 3 shots just to get up and down. So it could take a birdie opportunity turning it into a double bogey real quick. I do look for hole number 4 to be the first real scoring opportunity for an eagle or definitely a birdie across the field. Hole number 5 for you?
Hole number 5, free fall, and it's the whole of a lot of the pictures and a lot of the films or the videos you've seen of Chambers Bay. You can see the Puget Sound. You can see the whole golf course from this tee box because it's up and it's such a drastic downhill shot off the tee. The key to this is it's a long straightaway hole that rewards a drive down the center. You hit it down the middle of the fairway and turn it over a little right to left, it could chase into the bunker. If it stays in the fairway, you're looking at a blind shot into the greens. And, George, you've heard me say enough. I hate golf courses where you don't know where you're going when you're hitting a blind shot. I don't think that's –
But it's old school.
It's old school. And
Scottish
Ireland. I agree.
Yeah.
But, the fairway's very generous. I mean, there is a lot of massive bunkering, which kind of intimidates the player. But, the green on this hole, it's guarded by a bunker in the front that if you don't get it to the green, good luck. And I hope you're a good bunker player because it's going to be hard to not only just get it out of it, but to get it up there close enough to try to make a par. So this could be one of those you make a forward and get out and you're happy.
Number 6, Al.
All right, number 6 we have Deception Point. It is playing as a let's see here. Deception Point is excuse me one second. Par 5. Is that correct?
No, it's par 4.
Par 4. There we go. Deception Point. See, depending on the placement of the tee markers, the 6th hole is either long. It's a dog leg right with a short. See, par 4. Let me go and get down here and have a quick look at the hole. Okay, it's a great looking hole. It's going to play as a dog leg right. I can see some protection on the right and on the left side of the green coming in. So you're going to have to be pretty precise on your second shot in. And you don't want to be long on this hole by no means. Looks like there's a tremendous amount of trouble behind the green. So I think on this one, a good drive and a nice short shot into the front of the green.
Definitely a birdie opportunity.
Yep, definitely a birdie opportunity.
Hole number 7, Humpback. And there's 3 reasons why this hole's called Humpback. Distinctive reasons. You'll see them right off the bat during the television coverage, of course, being provided to you by Fox.
There you go.
So first, it identifies the 2 dominant outcroppings in the middle of the fairway. So the players are going to have to watch what they do because it definitely thins up. It shrinks the landing area for their tee shots here. The hole is a par 4. And it's going to play uphill the entire way, approximately 495 yards to 500 yards. The second reason for the Humpback reference is the strong roll at the back part of the green. In other words, there is an elephant buried in the back part of this green, and there's a significant amount of topographical break to this green surface. Also, the humpback whales have been known to visit the South Sound region, the Puget Sound, from time to time, and this hole has a beautiful look onto the Puget Sound. It's a long uphill par 4 turning hard left to right. You need to take an aggressive line over the large bunker on the right, invites a shorter approach shot if you can get it over the waist area. However, if you push it a little bit right coming off the tee box, you will be looking at recovery and hopefully saving a double bogey. It's severely uphill approach. A longer actual yardage will be played. The player who is unable to reach the green can play left of the humpbacks that are just to the left of the green into a narrow landing area short of the green for a chip up and hopefully a 1-putt. Number 8.
Number 8, George, you're looking at high road, low road. I mean, this is one of those. And, again, I go with the goofiness of what we're going to see. They've put in a new tee here. I mean, it's they say the hole's 557. It could play up to probably 575, 580. A lot of mounding in the fairways. The fairway slopes from left to right drastically. You want to drive it up the left side of the fairway because when it does, it's obviously going to move from left to right because of the slope. But if you miss the fairway left, you're really in trouble. And it really starts to narrow up the further you go up into the fairway. Looking at the contours, on the green, everything is left to right. So you're looking at a hole that's pretty much straight away, but with all the mounding that's in this hole, everything is from left to right. So players will have to stick to the left side of the fairway, left center of the fairway, left side of the green to be able to keep it on the green, because we know the USGA and the greens are going to have them quick and hard and fast. You've got to play smart golf. It's a par 5, but that doesn't necessarily mean a birdie hole.
And unique to the U.S. Open, the third par 5 in the first 9 holes.
Yes.
Al, number 9?
All right, number 9 is Olympus. This is another par 3. The teeing ground is a long par 3. The percentage nearly 100 feet above the green, so there's a lot of elevation. This particular hole right here plays about 227, and it's just a very, very interesting, super interesting hole.
And again, oversized green slopes where, George?
I'm sorry?
Oversized green that slopes where?
Back
left
to front.
right.
Yeah, left to right?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm seeing a lot of left to right.
A lot of left to right.
Well, and it's going to
definitely.
be dependent on, too, how it sets in relation to the Puget Sound.
And it's going to be, wind.
Yeah.
Wind is what's
Wind
going
is gonna drive
it.
that.
Dropping 100 feet, 227 is not that big a deal.
No. You're looking
Depending
at
on
8
the wind.
irons for most of them.
Yeah.
That's correct.
All right, that's the front 9, of course, of Chambers Bay, the site of the 2015 U.S. Open, designed and architected by Robert Trent Jones II. We are proud to give this to you at Coverage of the Majors, TGD TV, TGD Radio.